Hello, welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we are taking cross-site scripting to the next level, which means we are going to be considering stored XSS, and this is also known to be persistent XSS. In our previous lesson, we did reflected XSS, where our JavaScript code executed immediately, but it only affected us. Stored XSS is way more dangerous because our malicious code gets saved in the database and executes for every user who views the page, which means we can have one injection and unlimited victims. You can think of it like this. Reflected XSS is like handing someone a poison drink. It only affects that one person, right? But for stored XSS, it is like poisoning the water supply. Everyone who drinks from it gets infected. That is the difference. Now, let's get right into the demo. The first thing we're going to do is to load our DVWA, then type in our username and password. And now we're going to come to the DVWA security and then make this load. We'll submit. And then we come back here to stored XSS. And now we can see a form with two different fields and two different buttons. The first input field is name and the second one is message. So we can try to type in some text to see what it looks like. Let's say for name, I'm typing Victor. And for message, I'm saying I am Victor. Then I can click on sign guest book. So this is looking like a kind of comment section to a post, right? I can type another one. Maybe I want to type Olalekan. And then I come here and type I am Olalekan. Then I type sign in, right? So you can see that it's looking like a kind of comment section to a post, maybe it's a social media post, right? Now I want to perform some stored cross-site scripting on this particular form. So how can I go about it? The first thing I can do is to type in my name, let's say Victor, and then I can come here and type a message. But this time around, the message is going to be a script. This is what the script is going to look like. You are hacked, right? So I can come back here, then type in this and see if this works. Then I click on sign in, and now you can see that I'm seeing you are hacked. So the difference between this and reflected XSS is that the more you reload this page, even if you did some other things, you are going to keep getting the message. So if I come here, for instance, I'm changing this to say medium, and I'm clicking submit, then I'm coming back to stored XSS stored. You can see that I'm seeing it almost everywhere I go. Even if I should try to reload my page, it will still come up. Do you know why? Because it is stored in the database. For me to clear it, I can just come to clear guest book, then I will clear it. So this is how it works even in real life. You type in something, you store it in the database, and every user who visits that page is going to be seeing the message you are displaying to them. This is how serious persistent or stored XSS attack can be. Now we can go ahead and change the security level to medium. Okay, we've done that already. So we submit and then we come back to stored XSS. Then if we should try what we did the other time, you realize that it might not work. So let me try and then type in Victor and then type in the script again. Then click on sign in. Now you can see that it is not working because they are adding a backward slash to this already. So if we should view the source code, you will see that there are some trimming and some additions that are happening here. You can see trim here, you can see strip tags, and you can see add slashes. So they are doing some more security stuff here, right? That means the one we used earlier for low might not work again. And if you look at the message once again, it's looking like they are removing the script tag. You can see that they are stripping that off, which means that the script tag too might not work. So we need to think of another tag and think of another way to go about this. So the next tag we are going to think of is the image tag, which we call img. So we come here, this is the script I want to use right now. Copy the script, then come back to your DVWA and try to type the script here and maybe type a name here too. The name can be Victor. Then let's click on sign in. And you can see that it is not working again. That means there are some extra security they have added to the message input field. But another thought is that what if they didn't add that to name? So let's try to paste the script here. Pasting the script here, you can see that they are already restricting the number of characters we can type in, and that's another problem. To solve that, what we can do is to right click here, click on inspect, and then come to where we have the input field on the form. Here you can see that they set the max length to 10. So what I can do is to probably set this to 100, and then click enter. You double click on that and then you change it to 100 and click enter. And then you can come here. Let me drag this down a bit. Then you can come here and paste. You can see that the moment I pasted it, it allowed me paste everything. So here I can just come and type Victor because the input field cannot be empty. Then I try to sign in again. And now you can see that it worked, which means that the filtering and the security stuff they were doing, they were only doing it for the message input field. They are not doing it for the name input field. What they did for the name input field is just the max length, which was set to be 10, and then we were able to change it. So this is how you can bypass that of a medium. So let's move forward and try something else. So we are going to come to DVWA security and change this to high. So let's see if we can do some more interesting stuff. Then we can come back to our stored XSS. You can see that even as I'm moving around, the message is still there until I clear this guest book, right? So I've cleared that. So the next thing I want to do now is to now see if I can bypass this. We can try to do what we did the other time and see if that works for the high security level. So let me try and then bring this up and bring this down. Then set this to 100 and try to paste this here. And I want to add a message here. Let me just say Victor, then I'm signing in. You can see that it worked for high as well. So another thing I can do for high is to use iframe. And normally we utilize iframe tag when we are trying to embed one page within another page. So we can try that. Let's say I want to embed my personal website into this. Let me try and clear this. So that means I can type in my domain name, but I'm going to embed that inside an iframe. And how can I do that? This is what the script would look like. Iframe, then src, which means source, and you're going to add the URL to the website you want to embed inside DVWA, and you are going to close the iframe tag. So we can copy this, then come back inside our DVWA and try to paste this. But if we paste it, we'll realize that we're still having the same max length issue. So what we can do is to inspect again and then increase the max length number. So I can come here and increase this to like 100 again, then hit enter, then paste again, and I can type in Victor here. So I can bring this down and then click on sign in. And the moment I click on sign in, you can see that it is loading my website inside DVWA. So this is my website here. You can see this is my website inside DVWA. And if there is a link here, I can click on the link and then it redirects me to another website, which can be very, very dangerous. You can see that it is taking me to another page already. So if I want to move from here, I can decide to maybe click on this and then it can probably take me to YouTube, and that can get more serious because the link there might even be for malicious web page. So that's all for this lesson. But before we go, we are going to consider an assignment and a task. And the assignment says you should first inject at least 3 stored XSS payload into DVWA guest book. And the second thing is that you should verify your persistence by refreshing the page multiple times. You can take the screenshots. And the third thing you need to do is to document how many times each payload executed. And the fourth thing is that you can clean up the guest book when you are done. Then for the bonus challenge, you can create a stored XSS payload that displays how many people have viewed the page. You can use the local storage or a counter variable to do that. And here is the challenge question. This one you're going to come in to answer in the comment section of this video. Why is stored XSS more dangerous than reflected XSS? You can give a real world example of how stored XSS could be weaponized in a social media platform like Twitter, Facebook, or a blog comment section. So I'm going to be expecting your explanation in the comment section. Thank you so much for staying through to the end of the lesson. If you're here to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do that now. Also, do not forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you once again and see you in the next lesson.